Meeting with Audrey. Evidence of time well spent. In this Pecha Kucha, you will notice that when reading, an hour a week will show evidence of time that is well spent. First of all, let's meet Audrey. She is a first grader at Rockport Elementary School in Rockport, Missouri. She reads on a 2.0 reading level. That was at our first meeting. And she loves to read princess books and butterfly books. Along with school, she's very active in dance and t-ball. When you read with Audrey, some things you might need to know. She gets easily distracted. She likes to look at the pictures and will stop mid-sentence just to tell me a story about what happened that day. Because of this, she does not comprehend what she is reading, and she needs help with fluency. Again, Audrey loves to read, but gets easily distracted. So when we would meet, we would work on fluency and voice control. Fluency is the rhythm or the control between each word, and the voice control is changing of characters. In our meetings, we would do the I read a story, then we would both read a story, and then she would read plan. And then afterwards we would play a game, either one I made for her or found on the internet, or ones we worked on in class. And then we would work on fluency, voice, and comprehension. One of the fun activities that we did was spelling words with shaving cream. I presented a lot of off-the-wall activities with Audrey, not only to help her in the classroom, but also help her with reading skills. One of the things her teacher brought to my mind was helping with B's and D's. Some of the times we would play on the computer. Games on the iPad is good to a point. I saw it tended to take time away from our reading. Audrey loved being on the computer and the iPad, so I would use it as a reward system, and which she will see here. One of the activities that we did was read A to Z books on the computer. She enjoyed this while I did the running record, and it seemed to help with her reading, as there was hardly any pictures to look at. And then afterwards we would play games that would help her. Audrey loved the games that we would do, and several times of my teaching I have learned that games also equal learning. And so when Audrey would play the game, she did not always know that she was learning. When we would play games, we would work on voice, making funny ones and squeaky ones. Reader's theater helped with that. Also playing games using the Connect 4, using ending and beginning sounds. We also played a matching game for compound words. She enjoyed beating me in both games. I don't know if she enjoyed playing the games more or beating me. Sometimes we would read more, and I thought we would read a chapter book together. She did not like that, so I just read it to her, hoping to gain her interest. She would read 1 or 2 sentences in each chapter, but I'm not worried at all, as I'm sure it will come. One of the things I found was a book called A Book with No Pictures. This actually helped Audrey with fluency, since no pictures to look at. And she also enjoyed reading Pete the Cat. In the end of our sessions, she was reading and singing along with Pete. I made a game for Audrey where we would race to a word. The words that I wrote on the game were 2nd and 3rd grade Dolch words. She had no problem reading the words, and in fact, she enjoyed the game so much that she kept it and played it with her brother. Some of the fun activities, along with what I've talked about, is playing with sidewalk chalk. We would do race to word and connect a word, having fun with matching, poetry walk, and shaving cream. Anything to keep her active and learning. The poetry walk we did was to feel how the rhythm is in reading. I would lay down the lines and she would walk through reading the lines. She would do this over and over. She did not like poetry, but it did seem to help. Some of her favorite books that I had brought was Pete the Cat, I Love My New White Shoes, and If You Give a Moose a Muffin. The Moose a Muffin book seemed a little young, but this one I recorded her voice and would play back to her, and then she would record again. Her fluency was much better. One of the activities that we did was ended up being a writing activity. I brought along M&Ms and used each color as a certain feeling. She enjoyed the writing and writing about feelings. Here she's trying to think of something that made her sad. After 10 sessions of meeting with Audrey, she was now reading on a 2.5, almost third grade level. She reads at a much steadier pace, will even make animated noises like singing Pete with Pete the Cat when she reads and changing characters. And we'll try a chapter book if we read to her. Also, sidewalk fun. We went outside and played with sidewalk chalk, writing her spelling words along the driveway. She did amazing, although she did say that she's been practicing all week because she wanted an A on her spelling test. The last week was also her dance recital. I finally got a picture of us the night of her recital. What a great dancer and reader she is. If she continues to read an hour a week, she will automatically soar above the clouds.